My dear students, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I will be explaining the B.Ed second semester subject content and pedagogy of social science education at secondary stage, as prescribed by Osmania University and other universities of Telangana. We will go through the important questions and answers one by one. Let's begin with a quick revision. Unit 2 first important short question is: give examples of natural resources, soil, rocks, vegetation, crops, minerals and human resources used as learning resources. Natural resources as learning resources in social science. Natural resources are gifts of nature like soil, rocks, vegetation, crops, minerals and human resources. These can be used as real-life learning tools to make social science interesting. Soil: students can collect different soil samples, red, black, sandy, to study soil types, farming and land use. Rocks and minerals. Field trips to rocky areas or showing stones like granite and marble help students learn about rock formation and mining. Vegetation: observing local plants and forests teaches about biodiversity and conservation. Crops: visiting farms to see rice, wheat, or cotton cultivation helps students understand agriculture and economy. Minerals: simple displays of iron, coal, or copper samples explain industries and trade. Human resources: interacting with local farmers, artisans, or workers gives real insight into community life and occupations. Remember, using natural resources in lessons connects textbooks to real-world experiences, making social science practical and easy to understand. Next important short question is: 2. Audiovisual, print, and electronic resources in social science. Social science becomes easy and fun when teachers use different types of learning materials. Audiovisual resources: these include videos, documentaries, maps, globes, and charts. For example, watching a video about India's freedom struggle helps students understand history better. Print resources: these are books, newspapers, magazines, and atlases. Reading a newspaper article about elections helps students learn about democracy in real life. Electronic resources: these are computers, digital maps, online classes, and educational apps. For example, Google Earth can help students explore the world virtually. Why important? Using these resources makes social science interesting and easy to remember. Students can see, hear, and read real-life examples, which helps them connect lessons with reality. For instance, a video of a volcanic eruption is more exciting and clear than just reading about it in a book. In short, combining audiovisual, print, and electronic tools makes learning interactive, modern, and practical. Next important short question is: 3. Online and digital resources in social science. Online and digital resources make social science learning fun, interactive, and easy to understand. These include educational websites. Websites like National Digital Library of India (NDLI) or Khan Academy provide free lessons and videos. E-books and PDFs. Students can read history, geography, or civics books online anytime. Virtual maps and simulations. Tools like Google Earth help students explore countries, rivers, and cities without leaving the classroom. Online quizzes and games. Fun quizzes and puzzles help revise topics quickly. Digital classrooms. Platforms like Diksha app or Insert ePathshala allow students to watch videos and practice questions at home. Example: if students are learning about the Himalayas, they can watch a 3D video or explore them on Google Earth. These resources make learning interesting, cost-effective, and accessible. Students don't have to depend only on textbooks. They can explore and understand the world with just a phone or computer. Next important short question is: 4. Define social science laboratory. A social science laboratory is a special classroom or space where students can learn social science concepts through activities, models, and experiments. Instead of only reading from textbooks, students use maps, globes, charts, models, and multimedia tools to understand topics in a simple and practical way. In this lab, teachers keep historical artifacts, geographical models, political charts, census data, and computers with internet access to make lessons more interesting. Students can watch videos, explore maps, and analyze real-life data, which helps them understand society, history, and geography better. Example: if students are studying Indian rivers, they can use a 3D relief map or Google Earth in the lab to see the actual river paths. Social science labs make learning fun, activity-based, and meaningful. They help students connect theory with real life, develop research skills, and become curious learners. Next important short question is: 5. What is a digital repository and AI-based digital resources? Digital repository and AI-based digital resources. A digital repository is an online collection of books, research papers, videos, images, maps, and teaching materials stored in one place for easy access. Teachers and students can use these resources anytime to study social science. Examples include National Digital Library of India, NDLI, where you can find history books, geography maps, and articles in multiple languages. AI-based digital resources use artificial intelligence to make learning smarter and more personal. AI can recommend lessons, give quizzes, analyze answers, and explain topics based on a student's level. For example, an AI tool can suggest videos about Mughal history or show interactive maps when learning geography. Example: apps like ChatGPT or Khan Academy AI help students understand topics step by step and answer questions instantly. These tools make social science fun, easy, and personalized, helping students learn anytime and anywhere while teachers save time preparing lessons. Next, Unit 7. Long questions. First important long question is: explain the importance of immediate environment as a learning resource in social science. Importance of immediate environment as a learning resource in social science. The immediate environment is everything around us: our home, school, neighborhood, local market, parks, government offices, roads, and even people. In social science, it is one of the best learning resources because students can directly observe and understand concepts from real life instead of just reading from books. Learning becomes interesting and meaningful when students connect lessons with their surroundings. For example, instead of just reading about local government, a teacher can take students to a panchayat office or municipal office to see how decisions are made. Similarly, a visit to a local bank, post office, or market helps students learn about the economy, trade, and services. The environment helps students develop observation, inquiry, and critical thinking skills. When students explore their surroundings, they become more curious and confident. For example, studying rivers and soil in geography becomes easier when students observe a nearby riverbank or farmland. Teachers can organize field trips, nature walks, surveys, and interviews to make lessons exciting. Students also learn values like teamwork, respect for nature, and responsibility toward society. Example: while learning about history, students can visit monuments or museums in their city. This real-life experience makes them remember facts better than rote memorization. In short, the immediate environment is a living classroom where every object, person, and place becomes a teacher. It helps students relate social science concepts to real life, making learning practical, easy, and fun. Next important long question is: 2. Discuss the role of multimedia and ICT resources in enhancing social science learning. Role of multimedia and ICT resources in enhancing social science learning. Multimedia and ICT, information and communication technology, resources make social science learning more interesting, interactive, and easy to understand. Instead of only reading from textbooks, students can see pictures, animations, videos, and real-life examples, which helps them remember concepts for a longer time. Multimedia uses audio, video, animations, maps, and presentations, while ICT includes computers, projectors, the internet, tablets, and educational software. Together, they create a visual and practical learning experience. For example, instead of just reading about the Taj Mahal, students can watch a 3D virtual tour of it. This makes history come alive and easier to imagine. Teachers can use PowerPoint presentations, YouTube videos, educational apps, and online quizzes to explain topics like geography, civics, and economics in a fun way. ICT also allows students to access digital libraries, online museums, and ebooks anytime, making learning flexible and self-paced. Multimedia and ICT resources encourage active participation. Students can do online surveys, virtual debates, and interactive projects. For example, while learning about elections, students can use simulation software to practice how voting works. Another benefit is global exposure. Through the internet, students can learn about different cultures, countries, and historical events, connecting their classroom knowledge with the world. This makes them more curious, confident, and digitally skilled. Example, in geography lessons, using Google Earth helps students virtually explore mountains, rivers, and countries, making maps and locations easy to understand. In summary, multimedia and ICT resources make social science learning visual, practical, and engaging. They help students understand concepts deeply, stay motivated, and develop 21st century skills like research and digital literacy. Instead of being passive learners, students become explorers of knowledge. Next important long question is: 3. Describe the significance of social science projects, fairs, and exhibitions in student learning. Significance of social science projects, fairs, and exhibitions in student learning. Social science projects, fairs, and exhibitions are fun and practical ways for students to learn about society, history, geography, economics, and politics. Instead of just reading from textbooks, students explore, research, and present ideas in a creative way. This helps them understand topics deeply and improves their confidence. 1. Makes learning practical. Projects and exhibitions allow students to apply what they learn in real life. For example, if students create a project on water conservation, they can collect data about water usage in their area, interview people, and present solutions. This makes learning meaningful. 2. Builds skills. Students develop important skills like critical thinking, teamwork, research, communication, and creativity. Preparing a project encourages them to ask questions, analyze information, and solve problems. 3. Encourages curiosity and interest. Fairs and exhibitions make social science exciting. Seeing models, charts, and demonstrations helps students visualize concepts like ancient civilizations, government systems, or trade routes. 4. Promotes confidence and communication. When students present their work to teachers, parents, and other visitors, they improve their speaking and presentation skills. This builds confidence and makes them proud of their efforts. 5. Connects school with community. Social science exhibitions often include topics related to local culture, environment, and history. Parents, experts, and community members participate, helping students see how classroom learning relates to real life. Example, a school fair on Indian freedom movement can have a model of Dandi March, posters of freedom fighters, and skits showing historical events. Students understand history better when they see and perform it. In conclusion, social science projects, fairs, and exhibitions turn classrooms into exciting learning spaces. They help students think independently, work in groups, and link theory with practice. Instead of memorizing, students experience learning through creativity and interaction, preparing them for a better understanding of society and the world. Next important long question is: 4. How can a social science laboratory museum virtual laboratory be developed and used as a learning resource? Developing and using a social science laboratory, museum, or virtual lab as a learning resource. A social science laboratory is like a special classroom designed to make learning social science practical and exciting. It is equipped with maps, globes, charts, models, historical artifacts, and digital tools to help students see and experience what they study in books. How to develop a social science lab or museum? 1. Collection of resources. Start by collecting maps, globes, charts, models, coins, stamps, photographs, and historical items. For example, a model of the Parliament House or old coins can make lessons more interesting. 2. Display and organization. Arrange these items neatly in shelves or display boards. Label them clearly so students can easily understand. 3. Technology integration. Add computers, projectors, and digital resources to show videos, documentaries, or simulations. 4. Create a mini museum. Schools can dedicate a small space to display local artifacts, cultural items, or photographs. 5. Virtual labs. Use online platforms like Google Earth, virtual tours of museums, or AR/VR apps to explore world history, monuments, or geographical areas. How to use it as a learning resource? Teachers can demonstrate lessons using 3D models and maps, making topics like rivers, mountains, and trade routes easier to understand. Students can interact with objects instead of just memorizing facts. For example, holding a model of the Taj Mahal or seeing a 3D map of India makes lessons engaging. Organize quizzes, group discussions, and project work in the lab, encouraging teamwork and creativity. Virtual labs allow students to take online tours of places like the Indian Museum, Parliament, or UNESCO World Heritage Sites, even if they cannot visit physically. Example: a class studying Harappan civilization can see 3D images of Harappan seals, city layouts, and pottery in a virtual lab, making ancient history come alive. In conclusion, a social science lab, museum, or virtual lab turns classrooms into interactive learning hubs. It makes students curious, creative, and connected to their history, culture, and geography, leading to deeper and long-lasting learning. Next important long question is: 5. Explain the concept of community resources and pooling of learning resources for effective teaching of social science. Community resources and pooling of learning resources in social science. Community resources are all the people, places, organizations, and materials available in our surroundings that help in teaching and learning. In social science, community resources include local leaders, historical sites, government offices, libraries, museums, NGOs, farmers, artisans, and natural places like rivers, forests, or farms. These resources help students connect classroom lessons to real-life experiences. For example, when learning about Panchayati Raj, students can visit the village Panchayat office and see how decisions are made. Similarly, visiting a museum or monument makes history lessons lively and memorable. Pooling of learning resources. Pooling means collecting and sharing resources from different sources to make teaching effective. A single teacher or school may not have all the materials, so pooling helps bring resources together. Schools working together can share maps, models, projectors, or digital tools. Community members like doctors, police officers, or farmers can come to classrooms to share their experiences. Local organizations and libraries can provide books, artifacts, and videos for students. This encourages teamwork, saves money, and gives students diverse learning opportunities. Importance in social science teaching. 1. Real-life connection. Students learn about society, culture, and economy directly from people and places around them. 2. Active learning. Field trips, interviews, and community projects make students active participants in their learning. 3. Skill development. Activities like surveys, group discussions, and exhibitions improve critical thinking, teamwork, and communication skills. 4. Cost-effective. Instead of buying everything, schools and communities share resources, making learning accessible to all. 5. Inclusivity. Students from different backgrounds can benefit equally when resources are shared. Example, while studying Indian agriculture, a school can invite local farmers to explain farming techniques, borrow farm tools for display, and use government reports and videos. This combined use of resources makes the lesson practical and easier to remember. In short, using community resources and pooling materials creates a richer learning environment. It makes social science teaching interactive, low-cost, and deeply connected to students' real lives, helping them become responsible citizens.